Yo, recap Rangers, let's begin the story. In the world of martial world, there are lots of martial warriors. Yet, there are some who are powerful enough to let their title make known to the entire world. This man right here is the Fist King, Dan Wuzing. He is called by his title more rather than his name. He is overwhelmingly strong as he don't even need any weapons, and fights with his bare fists. But, someone who is a monster like him is bleeding, as he was ambushed by more than 200 elite martial warriors. Even though he finished all of them, the two commanders of the 200 warriors are still standing perfectly fine. The Fist King then drove a kick on a warrior aiming the commander. The warrior was requesting the commander to help him, yet the commander just unsheathed his blade and cut the warrior into half. The Fist King, after looking at the cruelty to kill their own allies, comprehend. These people are from the demonic faction. The first commander is impressed that the Fist King figured out who they are without him revealing. As he jumped in front of the Fist King, the first commander was about to challenge the Fist King to a duel, but the Fist King cut his words and made things clear that he will kill the first commander in just 10 attacks. As the both of them are prepared, the commander launched multiple energy slashes at the MC. Nevertheless, the Fist King dodged every single slash by relying on his reflexes. By shortening the distance between them in a moment, the MC gave one blow to the commander's abdomen, where he was stuck inside the rock behind him. Without letting this chance go, the Fist King begun counting the strikes and assaulted him relentlessly. Just when the 9th strike has landed, the Fist King noticed that his punches are missing the vital points. That is when he saw the second commander's almost invisible and unperceivable threads on the Fist King's body to weaken his blows. The Fist King is shocked, because if someone as powerful as him had not sensed the thread until the final moment, it means either the thread or the wielder is unbelievably formidable. The first commander rapidly stabbed the Fist King when he was distracted. The Fist King, who fought over until now without a moment of rest, had to be pierced right into his heart. The first commander remarked that this is the end for the Fist King's reign. But the Fist King's power leveled up all of a sudden, in which the threads have been evaporated and his fist is overflowing with lightning power. He landed one blow on the ground, to which the force field is so destructive that the whole cliff behind them has blown to smithereens. Nonetheless, his punch still got sideways by only the first commander's cheek being grazed. This circumstance had to take place because the Fist King lost consciousness in the midway. The second commander, who got down from the cliff as it was blown, remarked, if that one single punch had landed on the first commander, he would be in the afterlife right now. The first commander is now mocking the Fist King if he is now in hell. Those words sure lit up a spark in the Fist King's ego, where he woke up from his unconsciousness and smacked the commander's chin by mentioning, this is the 10th attack he forgot to land. After saying those words, the MC slowly closed his eyes. That is when a lightning struck down on a manor. Inside the manor, a maid is waking up the young lord, and the young lord is slowly opening his eyes. He can clearly see the woman before his eyes. After rising from his position, he is surprised to view a strange environment, and is more bewildered to feel that he don't have any injuries. He certainly didn't understand why the maid kept calling him as the first young master. By having some water, the young lord, who is the Fist King, looked himself in the mirror, only to find out a skinny young man. He instantly spit out the water in his mouth, looking at that sight. He is doing his best to remove the face mask on him, yet after some inspection, he realized that it is not a face mask, and it is his real face. The maid, who was looking at this weird displays right in the morning, had no choice but to go call for a physician. Countless thoughts are flowing in his mind this instant, but he can certainly say that this is not a doing of the demonic faction, because if the demonic faction is talented to this extent, they would have already taken control of the martial world. So he had no choice but to find who is the person that he is looking at. After looking at a book on top of table, he dropped down from the bed to get it, but his body is trembling just from a light walk. He is completely exhausted when he reached the table, where he felt like he was a fawn. After going through the book's content, he grasped that he is in a safe house, which belongs to a merchant group called the Yunha Merchant Group. Even the Fist King, who lived in the mountains most of the time, knew about the Yunha Merchant Group. Now the Fist King learned about the body's owner details, where the owner of this body is the first young master of this merchant group, Li Jinian. This body's owner daily routine is hanging out with his friends, who are just friends in name, and trying to squeeze his money, and after that he goes to a gambling den. At the end of the day, he enjoys with women. The Fist King found nothing from the book, except that this person is simply a loser with no ambition. Therefore, by calculating every possibility, he came to a conclusion that it is neither some magic nor a mask, but the highest chance of possibility is reincarnation. At that moment, someone called for the Fist King very loudly as the first young master, where this snake-eyed person is the physician who is personally tasked to cure the Fist King. By looking at the tears from the physician, the Fist King is disgusted. The physician took hold of the Fist King's wrist to check his pulse. Notwithstanding, the Fist King pulled his arm back and stated the physician don't need to worry as he is all right. The physician is happy to hear that, where he brought the meal for the Fist King to quickly regain his stamina. This is a chicken soup, which is made with a lot of healthy ingredients to help the Fist King make a fast recovery. The Fist King now caught on to the physician's intentions. This chicken soup is called Dragon and Phoenix soup, which is very helpful for people to have a stamina, but it is only for healthy people. When an ill person takes it, his body condition will worsen even more. In fact, one can say it is more of a poison to an unhealthy person. By remembering the previous action of physician, where he took the Fist King's wrist to check his pulse, the Fist King realized that it was the physician who killed the previous owner of this body by feeding him Dragon and Phoenix soup. The Fist King inquired the physician as to how many years has it been since the Dragon and Phoenix competitions are being held, and the physician answered that the Dragon and Phoenix competitions have started from 200 years ago. Then the Fist King raised his hand and ordered the physician to take the meal, as he is not hungry at the moment. By sending the physician out, the Fist King found out that it hasn't been long since he died, so it means the demonic faction is still alive and kicking, and there is this snake-eyed physician too. Hence he sets on a goal to set everything right from here on, by unleashing his full potential and crush everyone with his fists. Since it might be confusing about the names, I'll be calling the first young master, or the MC of this Manhwa as the Fist King, because the Fist King is now reincarnated into the first young master's body. While the original Fist King's body, or something related to the Fist King's previous life, it will be referred as the Fist King's past life, or his past self. Whereas the real first young master, who is the previous owner of this body, he will be called as the previous owner of this body. As the food is placed on the table, the maids are happy to see that the Fist King is now eating healthy food rather than porridge every day. Plus he also works out daily. Likewise, the Fist King after having a bath is now here. The maids bowed their heads and said, they have prepared the meal according to the Fist King's directive. As the maids are leaving, they are kind of blushing looking at the Fist King's improvement and his body too. Just when the Fist King is having his first bite, the snake physician called for him. The Fist King's mood has been ruined by hearing that voice. The snake physician entered the room by bumping the maid aggressively like he was the owner in here, and when he saw the MC, he changed his body tone like a cute anime girl. The Fist King saw how the physician entered the room and how he is going on with the Oscar-level acting, so he plans to reveal the true colors of the physician today. The physician is circling around the Fist King by praising him, as he was very joyful to see the Fist King's health becoming very lively. The Fist King chuckled and asked if the physician is talking about the poisonous soup called Dragon and Phoenix. The physician is startled by that, and he is trying to cover up his actions by saying that it was because of the soup the Fist King is now this healthy. But the Fist King didn't listen to that, and spoke his mind, that he thought it was just a poison. The physician by hearing that made a sad face and is excusing himself for now, but the Fist King called him with a serious expression and made a statement. Why did the physician came without being called? And now he is trying to leave on his will, like he owns the place. The physician sensed something dreadful. The Fist King hurled the chopstick in his hand, where it slipped past the physician right beside his neck and stuck in the wall. The physician thought, if that chopstick is just a bit aimed at his neck, there would be a hole in his throat. The Fist King then expressed with a warning tone, "Hey old man, if you don't stop pretending like a saint, I will use your body to make Dragon and Phoenix soup." The horrified man feigned like he had not understood the words of the Fist King. So the Fist King began with the soup, that he knows the soup is only healthy for people who are all right, but it is considered a poison for ill people, and there is no way for someone like a physician to not know of this fact. The second thing is, he noticed the physician trying to check his pulse constantly, because the physician is flabbergasted as to how the Fist King, who should be dead, is doing fine. The third thing, when he refused to have the soup, the physician couldn't hide his killing intent. By seeing all of this, the Fist King wanted to know who is the person behind the physician, and he wants the physician to write down the name of that person. The physician, by closing his eyes, is depressed. That why is it always the good people like him have to face humiliation? Finishing those words, he revealed his true expression, which is like a mongoose. The physician is now strategizing. Since things had come to this state, he cannot just kill the Fist King alone, as he is going to devour the servants to completely silence this issue. That moment he took out a needle from somewhere. Nonetheless, the Fist King gave one karate chomp on the physician's head. The momentum made the physician to bit his own tongue and got killed that instant. On the other side, the Fist King is surprised that his hand is hurting just from a single strike. He acknowledged that he had to train a lot more, as he had countless opponents to face. In that moment, the Fist King is about to collapse, because he is suddenly experiencing a severe headache. Slowly his memories evoked one by one, and looking at those, a tear left from his eye. The owner of this body is the eldest son of this merchant group, but he was neither as smart as his second brother, nor as strong as his third brother. Everyone deemed him as a lacking eldest son. In order to overcome for those embarrassments, he had himself indulged in a life of pleasure using his money. But only later had he realized that his body possessed a special constitution. However, it was already too late, as he cannot come out of that smooth lifestyle. Hence, he was sent to this safe house as a punishment, where there will be no one available for him to spend his time. But now that the Fist King thinks about it, in his previous life, he possessed a normal human body and did his best to achieve the title Fist King. And now that he has a body like this, he aims to grow far strong enough to face 100 demonic commanders with ease. What's more interesting is that he has a lot of money in this life, that he can use it to buy the best elixirs in the world. With that, he first proceeds to bury the body of the physician. A year has passed since that day. A guard is here to meet the Fist King. This man, who is an escort, is the merchant group's guard, Makansiap. The maid then pointed her finger at the Fist King. As the escort looked at the Fist King, no words have come out of his mouth, where the Fist King is packed with full of muscles. In that 1 year that has passed, the Fist King cultivated his energy core, and he also managed to engrave the martial arts required and suitable for this body. What's more fascinating is, he is now even capable for controlling lightning as he did in his past life. This lightning technique consists of 10 phases, and he reached the 4th phase right now. His body became bulkier, his speed has increased several times faster. But, he still thinks that he is lacking a lot compared to the previous life. Like that, the escort introduced himself and stated that he is here to hand over a letter from the main clan. However, the escort still couldn't believe his eyes, that someone who always used to cough up blood whenever he speaks, is now overflowing with power. As the Fist King is reading the letter, it is about his father facing an health issue. Yet the Fist King is taken aback, as it is not mentioned in the letter that why did his father had to face this health issue. The escort, by breaking eye contact, divulged the most likely culprit is the Ouyang clan. The merchant group is paying taxes under the pretext of protection fees, so those payments compounded and now become unbearable. The Fist King is okay with the protection fees being so high. However, what he wants to know is if that protection is really worth that amount. The escort remarked the Ouyang clan people as greedy dogs with a furious expression, due to the fact that, when the guards are facing an issue in a sect called Little Deity Sect, the Ouyang people had not helped them, since they are only obliged to protect the young masters and the manor master only. The guards, or even their vice commander, couldn't do anything about this issue, because a person named Ouyang Hu is involved in this. Where this purple-haired man has quite some reputation in the martial world, as even the Fist King knows him from his past life. So with confidence filled in his eyes, the Fist King wanted to know if his father could get better if he deals with the purple-haired man. The escort is baffled as to why the Fist King is speaking like he could defeat the purple-haired man, but he refused and replied that the purple-haired man is not the only reason for the Fist King's father to get collapsed. Where the two younger brothers of the Fist King had fought each other, After witnessing his children fighting each other, the father's blood pressure has skyrocketed and collapsed. The Fist King, by opening his dragon-like eyes, insisted that he longer could sit here and watch this drama, as he is now coming to the main manor soon enough. At the main manor, the escort is explaining to the other guards about what he witnessed at the Fist King's safe house with a terrified expression regarding the Fist King body and his way of thinking. After listening to all that, the other guards looked at each other, and they burst into laughing, mocking the escort that he might have visited a wrong safe house. This red-haired guard is making fun that they would rather believe their vice commander to have a girlfriend than to agree the Fist King practicing martial arts. At that moment, their vice commander is sneakily listening to the red-haired guard's joke with a deadly look in his eyes, where he grabbed the guard's head and is squeezing with his might. But the vice commander is somewhat happy, as he always placed his trust in the Fist King, that the Fist King would someday regain his aura. This man is the vice commander of the guards, Han Yip. In that instance, someone announced that the first young master, the Fist King, has arrived. Hearing that announcement, the vice commander commanded all the guards to move out, as they need to greet the Fist King. But some of the guards are displeased as they cannot do something so respectful to a sloppy person like the Fist King. Yet the commander reminded them that they shouldn't be so arrogant towards the people who are feeding them. Outside the main manor, the Fist King is surprised to look at the manor size, as he realized that the previous owner of this body is born with a silver spoon in his mouth. The Fist King ordered the maids to have some rest, as he will be visiting his father now. Everything seems okay to the Fist King, but he can't decipher why there is no one welcoming him even after it is publicized that he is here. Right at that point, all the guards rose their sword to the high and greeted the Fist King, where the vice commander bowed his head, and Kung Fu saluted to the Fist King and introduced himself. The guards from the backside who are looking at the vice commander are pondering, why is the vice commander so happy to see the Fist King even though the Fist King always used to treat him like a pushover? So the guards thought that even now the Fist King will just beat the vice commander to act like a boss. However, the Fist King is truly impressed to look at this sight. He saw all the memories of the previous owner, so the Fist King knows how the vice commander got humiliated every time. Yet he can see that the vice commander is wholeheartedly welcoming him. In return to that, the Fist King also Kung Fu saluted and greeted the guards, that he is joyful to witness them once again. The guards have all thunderstruck by that. Slowly one by one started to believe that the Fist King has really changed a lot. As the vice commander is looking at the Fist King, he comprehended that the Fist King no longer appears to be a troublemaker, but he is instead giving an impression like a great wall that protects the merchant group. The vice commander has already informed the clan head about the Fist King's arrival, so as the Fist King is about to meet up with his father, a person from backside with a carefree attitude is welcoming the Fist King in an informal manner. The person laying his hand on the Fist King's shoulder is calling him the useless young master. This guy is the third son of the merchant group, Li Jaeyan. Looking as the Fist King is glaring fearlessly at the third son couldn't digest this and is squeezing the MC's shoulder like an orange. The vice commander knew how the third son used to treat the Fist King, where the third son never showed any respect to his brother and always beats the Fist King to a pulp. The vice commander slowly removed the hand from the MC's shoulder and warmly said, the third son should be friendly with the Fist King, as it has been a long time since they have reunited. That fleeting moment, the third son gave one hard slap to the vice commander, warning him that he should behave like a dog and shouldn't even dare to touch his hand. Upon gazing at the third son's cocky attitude, the Fist King then smoothly rubbed his palm on the third son's cheek and gave one hard strike, which made the third son to feel that his head has left his shoulders from a moment. When the third son is demanding an answer for the Fist King's behavior, the Fist King, by lightly warming up now once again, laid his hand smoothly on the third son's shoulder, where he is twisting the shoulder bones and is dislocating them, just to make sure the third son to experience hell. By enduring that, the third son just called the Fist King as insane bastard. This made the Fist King to crack a nerve, where he increased the intensity even more and commanded the third son to call him as Big Brother from now on. A person who was walking in the corridor had to turn his head to see what's happening in here. This young man with glasses is the second son of the merchant group, Li Waiyan. As the second son questioned the vice commander to find out why people have gathered here, the vice commander briefed in that there is an argument between the Fist King and the third son. The second son misunderstood, in which he thought the third son is once again bullying the Fist King, so he is shouting at the third son to stop what he is doing. But right when he got a clear view at the situation, his head tilted to a side and his body is frozen, as he is perplexed to comprehend why the third son is struggling in the Fist King's grasp. After a few moments, the second son, by sitting on a chair having a cup of tea, is delighted to see the Fist King returned in a healthy shape. Even though the second son is speaking to him, the Fist King's eyes are focused on elsewhere, where he is looking at the band-aids tied to the second son's hand, and realized that the third son must have hurt him like that. Although the second son is not bothered by that, the Fist King raised his hand and stuck a headshot so fierce that the third son's nose bone has dislocated. By not dropping at that, the Fist King is beating him again and again and again, as he is furious to know the third son drew a sword and used it against the second son. The Fist King tortured the third son so cruelly, where his face is full of bruises, that even if he wanted to cry, tears are not coming out of his eyes. In the past, the third son did pummeled the Fist King like this, but the Fist King now used Uno reverse card on him. The second son never thought that he would get to observe the third son being hammered under the MC. As there are a lot of scrolls on the table, the Fist King wanted to know about what these scrolls are for. The second son described that these are the list of employees the second son had to speak with tomorrow in the conference. As the Fist King is looking at each name, he found it out that the snake physician is someone who followed the commands of the purple-haired man. What's even more in here is, the purple-haired man placed one of his members on each elder of the merchant group to keep an eye on everyone, exactly like how he did to the Fist King by placing the snake-eyed physician. The MC then, placing the scrolls aside, with a serious look probed both of his brothers to answer honestly, that if any of them are now working for the purple-haired man. The both of them have stated with puzzled faces that why would they work for someone whose ambition is to destroy their merchant group. Moreover, the third son is enraged that he is unable to do anything to the purple-haired man, because there are very powerful martial artists backing him up. The protagonist is relieved to hear those words, where he thought to himself, he would have killed them on the spot if they said they were working for the purple-haired man. So by rising up from his seat, the MC told the second son to add the Fist King's name in the conference tomorrow. With those words, he just left the room as he had to meet his father now. The second son is still curious about what happened in the safe house for the MC to become so strong, to which the third son is regretting by pulling out his hair that he should have taken the punishment and attended the safe house. As the Fist King entered his father's room, this bedridden old man is the merchant group's leader, Li Xiangman. His father, by closing his eyes, asked the MC, what was the noise from outside up until now? And the Fist King, by avoiding eye contact, replied that he is actually the innocent fellow here. Regardless of that, the father, by caressing the Fist King, declared that this is the best day in his whole life, as he got to see his son in a healthy state, where he is so happy that he no longer needs anything more than this in his life. The Fist King sensed a strange sensation from that. Despite being an orphan in his past life, he always wondered how it feels to have a father. And after looking the previous owner's memories, he realized that the clan head is really a great father and a big man. But right now, that same man has become so thin and fragile, as the Ouyang clan people are cheating and robbing the merchant group, that it destroyed the Fist King's heart. He made a promise to his father that he shouldn't worry about anything anymore, as his son is here, and he will eliminate the people who made his father like this. The father for a second startled to hear the word elimination from his son, who all the time used to fear even little things. The next day, at the merchant group conference, all the elders related to the merchant group and the people of the Ouyang clan have attended the meeting. This person with a toothpick in his mouth is the purple-haired man. This guy's hair used to be in purple color, but now it changed. Nevertheless, he is Ouyang Hu, the merchant group's guard commander and a martial master from the Ouyang clan. A fellow then whispered to the purple-haired man that the Fist King also attended the conference. The purple-haired man, by looking at that, is scheming something on the Fist King. The second son commenced the meeting Right before he could speak anything, a person raised his hand, where the purple-haired man is suggesting that, since the Fist King has returned back from the safe house, he needs to have a guard by his side all the time, and the purple-haired man happens to know someone who is fit for that role. The elders of the merchant group are discussing silently as to why the Ouyang clan is butting in the affairs of the merchant group. Right that moment, the cup in which the elder is having the tea is broken into pieces, as it was hit by a toothpick. The attacker is none other than the purple-haired man, where he apologized that his hand just slipped in. In spite the fact that everyone knew that he did that wantedly, no one has the guts to oppose him. Since no one has any problems with the suggestion made by the purple-haired man, he proceeds on to the next topic, but the Fist King disagreed to that. He rose from his position and is heading towards the purple-haired man, as he also has a suggestion to make, where it is to fire the purple-haired man from the merchant group. Because the Fist King cannot let someone who is unable to take care of his own toothpick to stay in here. To that statement, the elders are shocked, and the Ouyang members are laughing at each other. The purple-haired man is mocking the MC, that after getting bettered in for so long, that the Fist King might have a problem with his brain, since the MC doesn't have the power to fire him. After listening to that nonsense, the air itself trembled by something ferocious, where the Fist King pulled his arm back and crashed one hell of blow, which devastated the whole area. As the purple-haired man started to perspire, the Fist King intimidated. "Boy, you dare speak one more word against me, and I'll let you witness your own brain. I am the leader of the merchant group, and this sect belongs to me, and I have the power to command everyone in here." Before coming to this conference, the Fist King stated his reasons to the second son as to why he is coming to the conference, where he wishes to dismiss the purple-haired man. But the second son couldn't agree to that, as their merchant group might be large in money. However, they are nothing when it comes to power. So he advises the Fist King to stop his actions. Then the Fist King halted his walk and responded that when a martial group loses its power in this world, they will soon be devoured by other clans. To show an example, the Fist King indicated at their group, where most of the people in here do belong to the Ouyang clan. So it means that the merchant group has commenced in becoming a food for the Ouyang clan. The second son is sweating heavily, as he never even realized when the Ouyang clan members have risen to such number in their group. Yet the Fist King rest assured by grabbing the second son that he shouldn't get anxious about this, as his older brother is here to take care of things. Coming to the present, the second son never imagined that the Fist King would take care of things in such a violent way. As the Ouyang clan members drew their swords against the MC reacting to what he has done, the purple-haired man can't process his mind accurately, as he is unable to figure out why is the Fist King retaliating now. The vice commander yelled at the Ouyang members, where he cautioned them to drop their swords right this instant, as they are not in a position to lift their swords at the second head of the house, the Fist King. As such, the guards have all shielded the MC from being attacked, but the Fist King is really pissed off, as the Ouyang members have dared to do something like this to their employer. The Fist King then confronted the purple-haired man, dictating their evil deeds one by placing the snake-eyed physician to kill the Fist King using poison, plus adding fuel on the brothers of the merchant group to cause internal conflict, which made the merchant group leader to get collapsed. And if the Fist King hadn't appeared now, the Ouyang clan might have swayed one of the brothers too. All the purple-haired man could do was laugh out loud, and replied as he didn't even know what the Fist King is trying to imply. Since the purple-haired man is avoiding the truth, the Fist King closed the distance and said in a low voice, regardless of the man accepting it or not, it won't change the fact that the snake-eyed physician who is tasked to kill the Fist King instead got sent to hell by the Fist King, and that is where the purple-haired man's fate has started to change. It was only then the man had found out that the snake-eyed physician is killed by the Fist King. As the purple-haired man's body is shaking with anger, the Fist King rotated his body and made some distance by speaking that the purple-haired man should have worked harder if he had desired to consume the merchant group. Despite everything, the Fist King is still rage-baiting the purple-haired man, that if he at least has some guts, he should announce to everyone that they are having an official duel. As the man has some pride, he publicized that he and the Fist King are having an official duel, but the Fist King insisted by challenging the man. This is a life-or-death duel. The man couldn't control himself and charged at the Fist King to make him cripple as he soared into the air with a palm technique. It was at this moment that the Fist King clenched his fist, to which the whole area rumbled with lightning energy. Both of their hands collided, causing the ground to shatter from the impact, while even the wind and dust roared like a tsunami. The man unsheathed his blade. In an instant, he stormed at the Fist King, and just as he swung his blade, the Fist King evaded it like a piece of cake. Then, by infusing his fist with a thunderstorm, he unleashed a blow so devastating that it sent the man flying into the air. Without losing this moment, the Fist King ascended like a thunderbolt and launched a fist technique, where the man had blocked it with his sword, and fell to the ground. The moment the both of them descended on the ground, without leaving a moment of time, the Fist King is assaulting and ramming the man by breaking every bone in his body. The man started to tremble as he sensed an overwhelming aura. To his gut feeling, the Fist King looked like a warrior who could even rival the gods. Without the man even noticing, his body automatically channeled internal energy and forced him to use his ultimate move, to which all the Ouyang members are getting their spurts up, as this is not an ordinary move. The man aimed his most powerful sword technique at the Fist King. The Fist King had closed the distance in between them and stuck one hell of a blow, which made the man's lower teeth to be dug in his upper part of the mouth. The force blasted the man away, straight into the ceiling. That move is so destructive that even the Fist King's father had seen it from his private space. The father's personal physician, with his voice shuddering, is not being able to comprehend what is happening, and the father answered that his eldest son appears to have learned martial arts. When the purple-haired man has crashed down, his body could not handle that level of force and had to leave this world. After all the drama, now the members are coming to take a look at their captain. What's more crazy is, even after watching all of this, one black-haired clan member is still glaring at the Fist King as if he could kill the MC. The Fist King became aware of this and stated that if the black-haired clan member really likes his captain that much, the Fist King is happier to send him to hell as well. This made the black-haired clan member to turn his face around, as if he doesn't even know who the purple-haired man is. Then another member by Kung Fu saluting stated that he had no problems with the duel as he personally witnessed it, but then he declared, this matter won't be forgiven as their clan will soon get their revenge. Then the Fist King came forward and said that he doesn't have any issues with revenge, but it should only be aimed at him and not at the merchant group. So if he ever finds out that they are scheming something on his merchant group, he will annihilate the whole Ouyang clan from the face of earth. With those words, he fired all the Ouyang clan members from the merchant group. This made all the group members to be shocked, as every single one of them saw the Fist King like an unbreakable barrier. Like that, all the Ouyang members have left the group. Just then, the escort shouted in excitement that it was really impressive. Nonetheless, the guards have grabbed his mouth and made him stop speaking, because they shouldn't celebrate it, as they should be ashamed because they are the ones who should protect the Fist King. Yet they just stood back and watched the show. The Fist King then called second son and asked him that he wants to have an elixir, and the second son with a smile agreed to that, where he promises to delivers the best of the best to him. However, he stated a pressing thing that might become a problem, where the current level of guards are not enough for the merchant group if they dealing with the Ouyang clan. The Fist King nodded in agreement. However, he already has some people in his mind who could do that job. At some other place, two people with huge bodies informed to a person who had a scar on his face that the Fist King had killed the purple-haired man. This scar man is now looking forward to meet with the Fist King. When the Fist King first arrived to the manor, as he was roaming in the corridor with the vice commander, he saw something strange, and he sought the vice commander if he had eaten anything yet. The vice commander was a bit perplexed, as no one ever asked him that. Nonetheless, he replied, he has been working since morning, which led him to eat nothing. After hearing that response, the Fist King's face has darkened, because the Ouyang clan members are chit-chatting with each other. The Fist King crushed the handle he is holding. He is seriously frustrated because his clan members are working from the start of the day with no break to eat. But the Ouyang clan members who are taking a lot of salaries are slacking off during working hours. However, if he just carelessly takes them out, he needs someone to fill in their place, where the replacement people should be powerful enough to instill fear into others with just their looks. That is when someone came to his mind from the previous owner's memories. At a luxury bar, people are playing poker, some are having drinks. At that point of time, some of them have started whispering to each other that the pushover has arrived after some gap. The pushover everyone is gossiping about is none other than the Fist King, as a room in the upper floor is being guarded by a big fella. As soon as the big fella's gaze fell upon the Fist King, he cheered the Fist King for coming back after a long time to be like a sucker once more. The Fist King just said not to touch him, or else he will also be stinking like a pig. Whereas he commanded the big fella to just do his job carefully and to open the door right now. Those words sure triggered the big fella, but there is nothing he can do. When the Fist King entered in the room, the Scar Man greeted the Fist King and asked if he wanted to have a cup of ramen as well. This Scar Man is known as the Poisonous Fox, Chulmyungo. These two huge-looking bad guys are Yuk Jinbo and Yuk Myunbo. These two also welcomed the Fist King. Then the Scar Man told them to be more cheerful. Since the Fist King is his close friend, they should at least bow their heads to him. As the Fist King is taking his seat, he couldn't control his laugh when the Scar Man called him a friend. In his childhood, the both of them were close friends, but as time passed on, the Scar Man started to change, where he begun to act like a king, and he later started to extort money too. Just thinking about those memories are making the Fist King to feel enraged. Providing that the Fist King has returned after recovering from his issues, the Scar Man is going to treat the Fist King to a nice party. However, the Scar Man is losing his patience because he has been talking to him non-stop, yet the Fist King is sitting quietly like he was listening to a radio. The Fist King spoke that he was thinking about something important, which made the Scar Man to be curious about what the Fist King is seriously pondering. The Fist King inwardly thought, it is whether to kill the Scar Man here or not. The Scar Man isn't important to him. It is actually the bald guys who are valuable to him. These bald guys are twin brothers, and they do all the scrap work for the Scar Man. That is when the Fist King came to a conclusion, where he nicely demanded the keys to open the locker. By hearing that, the Scar Man looked at the Fist King as if he heard a different language. The Fist King with a cheerful smile said he was just going to take some cash. That is when he initiated calculations. He counted all the medical bills, the extorted money, the dinner and bar expenses, money invested and lost in the gambling den. By adding interest to everything, he wanted to have 100,000 Niang to settle their debt. The Fist King is slightly dissatisfied that he might have went too easy on the Scar Man. The Scar Man burst into laughing by listening to that stupid calculations, where he revealed a few things about the locker, that this locker not only contains cash, but has jewelry, gold, and silver. Nevertheless, he made things clear with a serious face that there is nothing in the locker for the Fist King to take. The Scar Man is okay if the Fist King wants to have some money, but he cannot just ignore the way the Fist King is demanding the locker key from him. Yet there is no response from the Fist King. This made the Scar Man to be fired up, in which he cannot look at the Fist King pretending like he is some main character of a manhwa. The Scar Man then told the bald guys to break some bones in the Fist King's body, which will make this a great celebration for their reunion. As soon as the word has been given, one bald guy caught the MC's neck and locked his hand tightly. That is when the protagonist sighed down in rage, where he challenged the Scar Man. Since you are so itching for a fight, I will break your hands to make sure you won't even have the ability to scratch your body. With that, the MC grabbed the bald guy's hand with a mightier grip strength, which caused the bald guy's wrist to crack, and those sounds made the Scar Man's eyes open wide. The Fist King then hurled that bald guy with a tremendous force, where the bald guy got slammed to a wall and went beyond that. Looking at that, the second bald guy also charged at the Fist King without losing his willpower, but the Fist King easily evaded that strike and aimed at the bald guy's ankle. The impact was so explosive that it disintegrated the bone. When the Fist King thought he is done with them, he sensed something and looked back, where the two brothers have once again risen up. Even though their ankles and wrists are broken, they are not backing down at all. These kinds of men are exactly what the Fist King is looking for. The two bald guys were stampeding like raging bulls, but the moment their hands have reached the Fist King, he disappeared from their sight that instant, and then he appeared from behind and grabbed their two heads and smacked them against each other. Like that, the two bald guys are now finished. The Fist King then asserted to the Scar Man that he is the only one left to deal with. The Scar Man started to panic, whereas the Fist King is very excited to teach his best friend a lesson about friendship. The Scar Man took 2 steps back while saying that right now the weather is not good, so he will come again later to celebrate this reunion. As the Fist King is closing the distance between them, the Scar Man is yelling at him to stop walking forward. Since it has come to this, the Scar Man had no choice but to believe in himself. With that, he rushed ahead at the Fist King by pulling out a dagger. But this is the Fist King we are talking about. As such, the Fist King flipped the round table and blocked the Scar Man's vision. In that small moment, the Fist King tightened his fist with dominance and thrusted forward with a velocity that shattered the table and grabbed the head of the Scar Man. As the Scar Man is baffled about the Fist King's action, the MC used his lightning martial arts to let the Scar Man undergo through a hellish experience. The big fella who is supposed to come inside and help the Scar Man had just pissed his pants and is cowering in fear. As the shock treatment is over, the Scar Man fell to the ground. The Fist King realized the Scar Man is pretending like he had fallen unconscious, so he knelt down and whispered into the Scar Man's ear that if he don't stop his next-level acting performance, round 2 of shock treatment will be given. Those words made the Scar Man to feel a chill ran down his spine and woke up by greeting the Fist King. Just a year ago, the Fist King used to be a pushover, and by taking this as a chance, the Scar Man always used to beat the Fist King whenever he is pissed off about something. Therefore, the Scar Man reached a resolution. The Fist King is now taking his revenge. With stars shining around him, the Scar Man with a gentle smile phrased that he is willing to give anything else instead of the locker keys. It is just that he is having some tight financial situations. The Fist King agreed to that, because they are friends since childhood. This made the Scar Man to hug the Fist King and declared that he no longer would beat and bully the Fist King for the sake of their friendship. To top it up, he said, the Fist King is like a brother from another mother to him. With that being said, the Scar Man turned his head around and ordered the bald guys who just woke up that from now on, the Fist King is also their brother. The Scar Man is sneakily laughing in the inside, as once this scenario overs, he is planning to leave this city with the bald guys and to start his new life at another place. The MC then called the bald guys and wanted to clarify something, which is, if the bald guys are going to be his brothers, then they should always follow him. If they don't want that, they can just say it right now. But the Scar Man forced the bald guys to call the Fist King as their brother from now on. Hence, the bald guys have become the Fist King's brothers too. Since everything is settled, the Scar Man with a relieved smile told the bald guys to move, as they are heading back to their home. Not giving him the chance, the Fist King with an evil grin stated, now that it is declared that the Scar Man and the bald guys are his brothers, the Fist King is looking forward to have a match, in order to finalize who is the big brother in them. The bald guys grasp that this is a matter of brothers from another mothers, so they have vacated the room to give them some space. The Scar Man is frozen after looking at this. The Scar Man, even after thinking for some time, could not guess the intentions behind the Fist King. Then the Fist King started speaking, that the Scar Man really used the bald guys for doing bad things. Since the bald guys are now his brothers too, the Fist King will now take them for himself and will personally train them from here on. To those words the Scar Man responded by keeping his head down with a serious voice. The Fist King can take the locker keys and every single thing inside it all for himself, but he won't allow the Fist King to take over the bald guys. So he shouted at the Fist King, if the Fist King is squeezing him dry like this, he might as well kill him too. The protagonist struck the Scar Man on his chin with a kick, in which the Fist King accepted to kill the Scar Man today. As the Scar Man erupted a mouthful of blood, the Fist King landed a rain of deadly punches on the Scar Man, where each punch is like beating the Scar Man with a sludge hammer. Not being enough of that, the fist is now adding more power into those punches by fusing it with lightning. Looking at this torture more cruel than just being dead, the Scar Man had no choice but to give the bald guys to the Fist King. After that, the MC used his power to toss the Scar Man out of the room so that he can tell the bald guys about the new decision. The bald guys are questioning the Scar Man whose condition is worse than a beggar, that if he is okay or not. And the Scar Man thought for himself, if the bald guys have eyes or not. Nonetheless, he then said to the bald guys, from today onwards, they will be serving the Fist King only. The Scar Man is crying by imagining that the bald guys wouldn't accept this as they don't like to leave the Scar Man. On the flip side, the bald guys without any hesitation in their voices are willing to serve the Fist King. Later, the Scar Man is furious and is regretting that he shouldn't have took the bald guys and raised them. When the Scar Man is passing everyone on the downstairs to leave this place, all the people inside the inn are looking at him as if a tiger cub is alone. Within a short breath, everyone surrounded him like wolves to devour him. Looking at all of them, the Scar Man had not shown a hint of fear and challenged them to a fight. Even though he said that, his body is in no condition to fight all these people, as when everyone charged with weapons to kill the bare-handed Scar Man. The Scar Man, who is like a tiger cub, is trembling as if he understood death has come to pick him up. But that is when a tiger's fist appeared in front of him like a ray of hope. Soon the group of people all have blown away by the impact. As the Scar Man looked in front of him, not only 2 tigers, even a dragon has descended to protect the Scar Man. The Fist King dared everyone. If any one of them takes a step forward to kill the Scar Man, this will be their last day. As no one had the guts to face the MC, they all have went back to their places. The Scar Man left the inn too. At the main manor of the merchant group, the bald guys are thankful to the Fist King who protected the Scar Man back at the inn, where the both of them bowed their heads to show their gratitude, in which it was on their request the Fist King came to protect the Scar Man at the inn. All the people who know the Scar Man would think that the Scar Man either bought the bald guys at a slave auction or that he is blackmailing the bald guys. However, neither of it was correct, and the Fist King is really impressed that the bald guys willingly followed the Scar Man, and they just act like I don't care on the outside, while they care a lot for the Scar Man. At the merchant group, the third son is actually frustrated that no one is caring about him anymore, since the arrival of the Fist King. Just the other day, the MC introduced the bald guys to the merchant group. Coming back to the present, the third son heard horses sound. When he looked at that direction, the escort is riding a cart loaded with high-quality goods. All these goods are premium-level elixirs, and they are great pills to enhance internal energy. The third son who saw these items is filled with greed to take all these items for himself. But at that time someone shouted at the third son to move away. It is the head of the merchant group, the father who has recovered somewhat. The third son with anticipation eyes queried his father, why did he brought all the goods? The third son can see that his father brought the pills and elixirs for the Fist King. Nevertheless, he had a hope that his father will at least give him one item from each type. But the father destroyed that hope by saying, every single one of them is for the Fist King. The father explained, how can 1 or 2 elixirs be enough for someone like the Fist King? Plus, considering the amount they have spent on the Ouyang clan and the Little Deities sect, this is nothing. The father took this matter seriously and sent letters to all their branches by mentioning, there is an important problem in the main sect, where the sect requires a lot of goods. The branch members all have did their best, because if something happens to the main sect, all the branches will have to face the trouble. The vice commander is applauding for the decision the father took, since the Fist King has the potential to become the greatest martial artist. After hearing those words, the father now decided that he will be spending all the money he earned in his life to the Fist King. The third son's mind went blank, that the father is now planning to use all his money. Seeing all that shock early morning, the third son is now practicing martial arts diligently. Not only that, in the morning, when the third son asked for his share in the goods, the father looked at him with weird eyes and questioned back, as to why does he even need the elixirs. Coming back, the third son is slashing and destroying everything ahead of him. He is just boiling with anger because of the discrimination. Just when he was cursing the Fist King when no one is there, someone from his back is running at him faster than Usain Bolt. Curiously, the third son turned his head, where the Fist King knocked aside the third son and went forward with a boulder string to his waist. Later that evening, the third son is training in hand combat with determination. Rather than doing it aimlessly, in depth, he is actually replaying the fight between the Fist King and the purple-haired man. By taking a break, the third son is awestruck as to how the Fist King managed to launch those powerful punches, where he had to name the Fist King as a brute bastard. Then someone from a side questioned who is this brute bastard, and it is the Fist King himself who popped out of nowhere. By handing over a wooden sword, The Fist King appreciated the third son for the recreation of the fight with the purple-haired man. The third son is embarrassed that the Fist King saw him admiring the Fist King's punches. The Fist King, on the other hand, is actually feeling pretty weak of himself, because if it were him back in previous life, someone like the purple-haired man wouldn't even stand a chance against him, where the purple-haired man would be dead before he could even draw his sword out of the scabbard. But, with such power in his past life, he got himself killed by the demonic faction. He had no choice but to become even more insanely stronger than his past life to defeat the demonic faction. The maid then came to deliver a news, where there is a guest for the Fist King. In the guest room, this young man named Goong is desperately telling his friends to believe in him, in which, the other day when he was walking around the streets having alcohol, he saw the Fist King in front of an inn. That sight of the Fist King with a perfectly well-built body made his eyes pop out in bewilderment. However, the other two people who are in front of him cannot believe those words of the young man. This man with the long hair is Ju Jaryong, and this man who looks like a woman is Sima Guk. The previous owner is also a part of this three people, where the four people used to call themselves the four heavenly playboys. Right then, the three of them opened the door to check if what the young man said was right or wrong. Inside the room, the bald guys and the Fist King with shirtless all glared at the three people with deadly looks. The three people cannot even open their mouth and stood silently. Then they have just closed the door. Now the two people who hadn't believed the words of the young man are probing the maid about the Fist King, as to why is the playboy now really playing with some big boys. That moment, the Fist King opened the door by wearing his shirt with an intense look in his eyes, but by calming down, he told the maid to escort the bald guys to the dining area for them to eat something. Now, the Fist King called the three people inside to have a chat. The four heavenly playboys, they proclaim themselves like this because their motto is to live and die by indulging in wine and women. The long-haired man always aims to reach newer heights, yet he remains at the same position, whereas the man who looks like a woman is always busy with his exams, because he never passed in any exam. This young man is the youngest heir to a great establishment. And lastly, we have the previous owner, the infamous heir of the Yunhe Merchant Group. These are all the members of the four heavenly playboys. Today, all of them gathered here after hearing an unbelievable rumor, and that is, one of them has changed for good. Only the Fist King is eating his meal in peace, in which the others are feeling something unusual and new. The Fist King understood one thing after seeing these three people, where these people are not like the Scar Man, who is a friend on the outside, and a crocodile on the inside. In the memories of the previous owner, these four people have always enjoyed their life talking about wine and women. The woman-like man spoke, that he is happy to meet the Fist King again who is in good health right now. The young man grabbed the MC's arm, as he is wondering what kind of training had the Fist King indulged himself in to make his body like this. The long-haired can see through that this is not a body nor a level that a man can reach with just ordinary exercises. That concludes, he believes that the Fist King should have trained in martial arts. The woman-like man conversed, that they have heard rumors about the purple-haired man's death by the hands of the Fist King, so they want to know how the MC became so powerful in such short time. The Fist King commented that he just got lucky. The three people know, sometimes martial artists in Murim encounter fateful opportunities, which makes them very strong. The long-haired man had a memory at that time. Right before the previous owner is being sent to the safe house, the previous owner is really sad that his father had to take a decision like this because of the previous owner's lack of responsibilities. However, the long-haired man convinced the previous owner that he should take this opportunity to change himself and make his father proud. The previous owner, who was sad right until then, smiled gently when he heard the long-haired man's statement. Back to the present, the long-haired man now poured a glass and congratulated the Fist King that he really did made his father proud, and this is something they should celebrate. The other two people also agreed to that, where at least one of them had changed into a responsible man. The Fist King sighed down in a relief by thinking that the previous owner had made some real friends. Like that, the four heavenly playboys raised a toast and celebrated the Fist King's change. After a few hours, the three people are now going back to their places. On their way back to their homes, the young man expressed that the least expected person to change was now the first one to transform in their group. The long-haired man is feeling something bad, so he suggested to go for another round of alcohol, so everyone decided to go for a place called Sweet Scent House. At the Sweet Scent House, an Ouyang clan member, by bowing his head down while kneeling, reported everything to the one drinking alcohol. The one who was drinking slammed the table when he heard the report as to how the purple-haired man is dead. This hot-tempered old man is the sect leader of the little deity sect, Yomji-san. He quired the clan member if the Fist King is really that strong, and the clan member answered that the Fist King and the purple-haired man hadn't even exchanged 30 blows, but the purple-haired man lost within those moves, so it was an utter defeat. Furthermore, when the clan member raised his head and gazed at the Fist King, he saw something in the Fist King that he cannot express it in words, but he felt something like a tremendous fear at that instant. All that aside, the old man questioned about the weapon the Fist King used. The clan member responded that the Fist King used fists. After hearing that, the old man belittled the purple-haired man, that it was not the Fist King who was overwhelmingly strong, howbeit the purple-haired man who is weak. When the clan member asked the old man about revenge against the merchant group, the old man couldn't agree to that, because it was a fair and square duel, so they cannot do anything about it. That made the clan member to lose his cool, and he shouted at the old man that the old man should at least do something about it, because the purple-haired man and the old man are friends. Before he could say another word, something sharp brushed in between the clan member's head and shoulders. It was the old man's sword which decapitated the clan member's head, and he stated that why would he befriend a corpse? As the escort lady beside the old man is shivering, the old man consoled her, as she shouldn't care about stuff like this. As the escort lady dressed the old man in new clothes, the old man couldn't just let what the clan members said to be dismissed, because now the merchant group refuses to pay taxes, and they killed the purple-haired who did not agree to that. The advisor of the old man conveyed, the merchant group is not even acknowledging the little deity sect right now. So when the advisor asked if the old man will slaughter the merchant group, the old man declined it, as the little deity sect is not made up of gangsters to do things like that. But when the advisor is seeking to know if the old man is going to let them go, the old man replied that he always wanted the money of the merchant group. As such, the Fist King's father is someone who did earn a lot while he was in a healthy state, so he is planning to do something about it. Those words have traveled into the ears of the long-haired man who just entered the Sweet Scent House. Immediately, the long-haired man visited the Fist King to deliver this important news. Yet the Fist King is not even bothered by it, and is planning to continue his sleep. Even so, the long-haired told the Fist King to get some seriousness, as it is the little deity sect they are talking about. When the Fist King heard about little deity sect, he remembered the words of the escort, who said that the little deity sect also has a share in the father falling into bedridden. The Fist King asked where are the little deity sect people right now, and the long-haired man casually said that they would be at their base. Inside the Fist King's manor, the Fist King hurled a dark robe to the long-haired man, saying that they will be invading the little deity sect's base right now. The long-haired man's jaw has dropped after listening to that. Regardless, the Fist King stated one thing, that the long-haired man should have breakfast in the merchant group tomorrow morning. However, the long-haired man was left pondering whether he would see the morning alive. Nonetheless, the Fist King assured, since it is midnight, this would be the best time to attack them quietly. After saying those words, the Fist King tossed a dagger at the long-haired man by mentioning to use the dagger when he is in danger. At the little deity sect's base, the MC and the long-haired man are spying on the sect from the top of a tree. They thought that the sect members would be lazy and in sleepy mood, completely in reverse to their thoughts. The sect members are fully active, and not even a single member is fooling around. After witnessing this, the long-haired man suggested to fall back as they cannot infiltrate this place in secret because of the tight security. Then the Fist King asked one question to the long-haired man, as to when did he ever said they are going to infiltrate this place. The long-haired man then got up from his position as he realized the Fist King is now going back to the merchant group. But that is when the MC declared, they are not going to infiltrating this place. By declaring those words, he kicked the front gate so hard that the gate smashed into pieces, in which the Fist King said, as the main character of this story, it would decrease my aura if I infiltrate in this circumstance. So why don't we wreck everyone in here and raise some aura? The Fist King, he is someone who had never backed down from a fight ever since he was a child. Even though he fought with his seniors who were much stronger than him, neither when his enemies used dirty tricks to kill him, he withstood all those attacks and always stood like a king. That is why the world named his as the Fist King, the one who always fights with his fists and follows justice. And even now, we can clearly see that he is smiling in joy from his veil. As the man is walking in the center when the whole army is standing at each side, a warrior with high testosterone questioned the Fist King, as to who is he walking like he owns this sect. That moment, the warrior's neck has been snapped. With a single movement from the Fist King, the whole area became completely silent. As the warriors one by one raising their voices at the Fist King for his actions, the hot-tempered old man had come out of his room to see what's with the commotion. With a single glance at the Fist King's posture, the old man realized that it is not something to take lightly when someone walks through the front door and dares to kill everyone. Additionally, the old man deciphered who the Fist King is when he looked at the Fist King's fingers and knuckles, which are filled in bruises. That is when he remembered the words of the clan member of the Ouyang clan, who said that the first son of the merchant group fights with his fists. As the old man welcomed the Fist King with a face filled with malice, he ordered his warriors to make sure the Fist King needs to beg for his life, while his limbs are getting chopped off one at a time. Someone launched a net to trap the Fist King, but he slipped away at the perfect moment, like a predator refusing a cage. Before the net could even fall, he grabbed its top with one hand and spun his body at terrifying speed, twisting the mesh into a roaring cyclone. The air howled as the net became a violent storm, and it imbalanced most of the warriors present there. Without delaying any longer, the Fist King opened his hand like a blade and slashed every warrior who had lost his balance. Each one of them lost at least one of their limbs. The warriors who weren't near the Fist King learned how terrifying and frightening a monster looks like in real life. Most of the warriors lost their morale because a single man defeated elite warriors without a proper weapon and caused the ground to be splashed with blood. The Fist King sensed something and tilted his head to the right, and at that exact moment, something brushed against his cheek and tore the mask he was wearing. It was an arrow shot by the old man, and the launcher was not a bow, but similar to a gun that shoots arrows rather than bullets. With a single command from the old man, the warriors who had lost their legs used their hands to hold onto the Fist King, so that the old man can shoot him even if they have to sacrifice their lives. From the top, the old man assembled 10 more warriors with the arrow launchers aimed at the MC's vital points. As everyone shot their arrows at the Fist King, at that moment, a rain of arrows was heading towards the protagonist, and the Fist King was not in a position to block or dodge those arrows. In times like this, when death looks inevitable, a dagger had already reached the Fist King before the arrows. Within the blink of an eye, the protagonist took hold of that dagger and deflected the arrows that were aimed at him. In that instance, the look in the Fist King's eyes was so intense that it made the hot-tempered old man take a step back and feel fear for the first time. Surprisingly, that dagger came from the long-haired man. The MC gave a thumbs up to show his gratitude. The long-haired man also gave a thumbs up. By spinning the dagger in his palm and locking his eyes at the enemy, the Fist King unleashed the dagger at the old man, where it grazed over the edge of old man's neck. The MC then declared, "How dare you command your warriors to make me beg for my life? Today, I swear upon the heavens, I am going to make you beg for your life." The coldness of those words itself made the old man to undergo a shiver that ran down his spine. As the old man is yelling at the warriors to quickly take care of the Fist King, before the old man could even inhale, the Fist King was already in front of him, his eyes burning with a killing glare that froze blood. By clenching his fist with the determination to destroy, the old man took the maid as an hostage, but the Fist King rather fused his arm with lightning energy and blasted the whole upper floor. As the dust is settling, the lady was safe, as she was rescued by the Fist King. Never in his entire life had the old man seen a prediction, but this time, he saw his future. The Grim Reaper was here to take his soul. With each step the MC took forward, the old man grasped that his lifespan was getting shorter and shorter. At the end, he had to lose his pride and arrogance and beg the Fist King to leave his life, where he offered a lot of money in exchange for leaving him. Without letting him speak any further, the Fist King stomped on the old man so hard that the ground below him had crushed. To top it off, by raising his fist to the top, the Fist King tore through the chest of the old man. That sight was very awful to the maid and the long-haired man. As the MC took his hand of the chest, he kept his promise that he made to the heavens. As the sun is shining brightly in the sky, the maid followed the MC out of the sect. After some time, they had to go on in separate directions, so the Fist King left the two people and headed straight to the merchant group. The maid, after walking some distance, spoke to the long-haired man, that she is thankful to the long-haired man also, where she bowed her head, and offered a bottle of wine to the long-haired man when he visits the sweet-scent house again to show her gratitude. Even though the long-haired man is happy to hear it, he notified the maid that he hadn't done anything to save her. Moreover, he was going to quit visiting the brothel starting from today, since he also plans to change like his friend, the Fist King. Hearing those words made the Fist King to smile gently. This is a preview of another manhwa.
Then by opening his dragon-like eyes, he grabbed the blade's hilt, where all his veins are bulging out of his hand, and as he stood in front of the mountain where there are sword marks of him, training here, the shadow energy starts to flow around him, and with a single strike from his sword, the whole mountain that he trained for the past 7 years is now blown away by his rage, which there is nothing to be seen where it is eradicated from the existence. The best part is that Jean had blown the entire mountain without even drawing his sword out of the scabbard. He then sets his journey.
No matter where you are, Uncle Huang, I will protect you from any kind of trouble.
This is a swordsman manhwa that you have seen right now, where the protagonist's father had to sacrifice his own life to protect his son. Like that, the protagonist then started to grow up by learning the most powerful sword techniques, and sets his goal to avenge his father. Trust me, this manhwa is not something you should ignore. I have already made a recap out of this manhwa with mind-blowing visuals, voiceovers, and background music like you have seen right now. The link is in the description. Go watch it right this instant. Moreover, if you haven't specific manhwa in your mind, just comment it, and I'll be sure to recap it. So until then, watch more intense-filled manhwa that I have made, and be sure to subscribe or you might never see me again. Thanks for watching.